In today's world, realizing your limitations in personal defense before a situation arises may be a key factor in surviving a criminal attack. It's possible many people believe they wouldn't need a gun to stop the threat, that they could instead disarm an attacker with a random blunt object or home furnishing, maybe a stylish Hollywood action kick. Perhaps you yourself believe something similar. Could throwing a punch or swinging a baseball bat subdue an aggressive armed attacker? Or is there some validity to the expression, "Don't bring a knife to a gunfight"?
Grew up as a small child in Sacramento. When I was in high school, my 9th grade year, we moved to Roseville.
Michelle still lives in Roseville today and is married with 2 daughters.
I have Morgan, and she is 15 years old, and I have Alexandria, and she is 16 years old. I work at the Magic Circle Theater as the Director of Education and Outreach, and I teach students aged 4 to 20 singing, dancing, acting. I run the entire program. It's a great feeling.
Michelle is fairly comfortable in her current neighborhood.
I feel like my neighborhood is a safe neighborhood. I feel fine in my home, whether I'm alone or with my family.
As we've already seen, even though we feel safe, sometimes bad things can happen. Are you prepared to handle it?
My current home has an alarm system. We use our alarm every day, every time we leave the house. It is always set. Even if we just go to the 7-Eleven, we go for a walk around the block, we always set our alarm.
An alarm, if used properly, can be an effective way to notify authorities of an intrusion. But what do you do until the authorities arrive?
My husband owns a Ruger 9mm, but at this point I have a fear of using the gun because I don't feel I know how to use it. And the thought of taking someone's life frightens me, to be honest with you.
If confronted by an intruder in your home, would you be able to effectively defend yourself?
For any reason I was to harm myself or an innocent bystander because I didn't know what I was doing, I don't know how I would be able to live with myself.
Many of us may have thought about what we would do if we found our home invaded by intruders. But without the proper training, how can you really know what to do?
If I was home alone with my daughters and someone broke into my home right now, tonight, I don't feel like I would be able to do anything to help them. I don't want to live like that. I want to know that I can protect my girls. I don't want to be a victim of a crime. I don't want to be a statistic on a page.
This is a sensitive subject to Michelle because of a past incident.
4 years ago, my best friend, Lori Dishman, and I went on a cruise to celebrate our 30 years of friendship.
We've been friends since we were 5 years old. We were going to have an umbrella drink in our hand. We were going to have a great time.
Lori thought what a wonderful way to get away as friends and just have a wonderful vacation that we felt we deserved.
The first night of the cruise, the girls had a great time.
That second night, after we had danced and had a great time, Lori was upset and asked me to take her back to the room, and she wouldn't necessarily tell me why. And I put her in our cabin and went back upstairs to join my friends that I had met and finish the last hour before the lounge closed.
In the morning, Michelle was awakened to the sound of Lori panicking. Lori began to explain to Michelle the events that had unfolded after she returned to their cabin last night.
She had been choked unconscious and she had been raped.
Seeing the bruises around Lori's neck, Michelle knew Lori's story was true.
It was a horrific experience. Lori's closer to me than my sister. She's more than my best friend. She's probably the one person in my life that I know will be there forever. And to have to watch someone that you love so much be in that much pain, it really affects you. It does something to you.
Michelle slowly came to the conclusion that if she were present during Lori's rape, she would not have been able to stop it from happening. After the events of the cruise had passed, Michelle still carried the guilt of failing her friend.
I can't imagine that happening to my daughters. So I feel this huge sense of urgency to do whatever it takes to get over my fears because I want to be that person that can protect the people that I love.
Michelle has decided she no longer wants to live in fear.
I I did not know that an average citizen could carry a concealed weapon. I thought only police officers could carry a concealed weapon, but I never thought of like an average person like myself.
Michelle has many of the common misconceptions about concealed handguns, but is aware of how serious owning one is.
I completely understand that having a firearm is a different level of responsibility, a higher responsibility to your fellow community, to yourself, to your family, to the people that are around you. They're not toys, they're not for fun, they have the power to take lives, and you better know what you're doing if you're going to be holding one in your hand.
One thing you need to understand straight away is some people are just bad. There is no logical reason, there is no logical explanation, they are just bad. And nothing a logical person like yourself can do can change that. And this is the reason why the pistol exists.
What I hope to get out of the class is self-confidence, not being afraid anymore of guns, and if need be, I have the ability to protect my family, and I don't need someone else to do it for me. I can do it myself.
The reality of it is that we're all responsible for ourselves, and once you become a parent, those skills have to be even better. That determination has to be even better. The mindset has to be even better.
I am nervous about the class. I'm nervous about if I'm going to remember everything I'm supposed to do. Are there going to be a lot of physical maneuvers? When I was born, my radius and my ulna were fused, so I only have one bone in my left hand. And it's odd, but it doesn't turn over. Like this hand has complete rotation, this hand does not have any rotation. So I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid of not being able to physically hold the gun in the right way.
Bill has assured Michelle that they will find a way to work around her disability, but she is still nervous, scared about shooting.
First things first, make sure you got the grip all the way up, that's it. Locking fingers around, lift up your thumb and bring the other hand in. That's it, good.
The first time I picked up the gun, it was definitely a mix of emotions. There was fear, anxiety. I had held my husband's gun before and I had tried to pull the slide back and it just felt too heavy for me and I'd given up. So I felt I couldn't do it.
Michelle Rasky's first few days at TAC Pro have been a bit of a roller coaster.
I remember that I kept feeling like I didn't know what I was doing. But every time I felt that way, I would turn around and there was Michelle right behind me, walking me through those steps.
I worked with Lori and Michelle. Make sure you're controlling the trigger and you're allowing it to surprise you when it goes off rather than anticipating and jumping.
It felt like you had a personal trainer the whole time.
There were just some little reminders and little things that we had to keep working on. Okay, you're anticipating. Remember to breathe. Good.
Check your left and right. Stand by.
Things were going well for Michelle until the third day.
That third day, I was really feeling shaky. I was having severe shoulder pain from all of the up and outs that we had to do over and over and over again.
Michelle had some physical capabilities that we had to work with. She had some trouble with her shoulder, and so we had to really work with her hand position.
What Michelle helped me realize was that my left hand was basically just decorating the gun. I am using none of my actual strength from my left hand to hold the gun at any time, so I actually did it worse. It was really upsetting to me.
Michelle is having a rough time. Will she be able to keep up as the class moves to the next lesson, shooting in the dark?
Well, good evening. It's my pleasure to be here. My name is Chris Shepard, and I'm a former member of Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, Special Weapons Team.
Insight Technologies gave them their low light instruction. The product that they brought with them was absolutely orientated around what we've been talking about earlier in class. There's no point in having your gun if you can't see, so you're going to need a flashlight.
The first thing I'd like to mention is that all training is not the way. There is no the way of doing anything. It's just a way. The bottom line is, if you're in a self-defense situation, can you identify your target? Can you eliminate the threat? So now the problem comes in, okay, well, how do I do that at nighttime?
Insight Technology has been a military defense contractor for over 20 years. We give the same attention to detail in all the products, whether it's going to someone defending their home or someone defending their country. It's including the white light illumination products.
Handheld flashlights offer up some techniques that we can utilize when dealing with firearms. One method that we use is called the back of the hand to the back of the hand. I just hold the flashlight in my hand, placing the thumb on the back of the tail cap, The back of the hand here goes to the back of the hand that's holding the firearm. There's pressure being applied this way, pressure being applied that way. That steadies the firearm. Another one that we refer to is called a cigar method. It's just like holding a cigar, okay, in between the index finger and the middle finger. So I can grab a hold of the firearm here, utilizing the thumb to activate the light as necessary, and I can still keep the light in line with the center line on the board. At 2:30 in the morning, when you hear that bump in the night, you're awakened. There's a lot of things that are happening. One is always faster than two. 2 steps is always faster than 3 steps. The advantage of having a weapon-mounted light versus a handheld light is I can do multiple things. So if I have to put the light away, grab the phone, that's 1, that's 2, versus 1.
For home protection now, we always tell people if you can mount a light on the weapon itself, then you've got both of those when you pick it up. My personal view is that 1 is none and 2 is 1, so they should have a handheld flashlight as well. And now that they've seen them, it's not a mystery anymore. It's not a magical thing that someone else has got. It's a tool that they've been shown how it works, and if they wanted to involve that tool in their training, that they could do so.
Again, it falls back to this. Not the way, just a way. You gotta find what works for you. Okay, let's go shoot.
We got to do the night training drills, and I was totally intimidated by that.
Ready, up. Ready, up.
And we're like, are we really gonna shoot in the dark?
2 hands on the firearm, ready, up.
The fact that Insight came in, they gave us weapon-mounted lights and flashlights, so we got to learn different tactics. That was really cool. It was kind of intimidating.
We're walking out there in the dark, shining our flashlights all over the place.
Once again, ready, up. Up. Safety on, recover the holster. Illuminate your target, take a look. We hit them, but probably not that good. Sights tell the bullets where to go. My eyes tell the sights where to go. If I can't see the sights, I can't accurately tell the bullets where to go. Now we're gonna get real good. I'm gonna give you the fire command, present the gun, illuminate, shoot 1 round. Back of the hand, back of the hand. Ready, up. Up. Cigar method, ready, up. Safety on, recover the holster. Illuminate your target. We should have better hits. It's important in a nighttime engagement. I want to utilize the darkness to my advantage as best I possibly can, okay? So what we're going to do here is a little drill I call getting off the tracks. We're going to be in a ready position, because it's 2:30 in the morning, you're up, you're not going to have your gun in the holster, you're not going to have your flashlight in your pocket, wondering what the heck's going on. Gun's gonna be out, flashlight's gonna be in your hand. I give you the fire command. I want you to illuminate, engage, bang, bang, extinguish the light, get off the tracks. I don't move like this. I get out of the way. It does you absolutely no good to illuminate, boom, boom. Right? So we wanna get rid of the light. Getting off the tracks, going to the right. Ready, up! You're off the track, you're off the track. Move, 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 move. Up. Going to the left this time. Ready, up.
You know, it was all said and done. I was so proud of everybody, myself included, because we were out there. Nobody was whining, nobody was complaining. We were focused.
Who would have thought, out here with a loaded weapon, shooting in the dark, learn how to use the flashlight? I felt like almost like a police officer.
We got out there and I just nailed that sucker. And I think that was a real turning point for me, because I realized that no matter what our instructor Chris was telling us, whether it be move to the left now right after you fire, move to the right after you fire, I was able to do that because it was the same thing that involves your core training. All I gotta do, quick, light on, line up my sights.
The look of determination on her face, I knew that she was in it. Her mind was there, she was in it, and she wasn't looking back.
A week ago, I definitely would not have known what to do if someone had broken into my home. If this happened now, I would not hesitate to do everything to defend them, including taking the life of the person who was threatening me and my children. That is an amazing feeling, to have that lack of fear.
Michelle has definitely got it in her head. She's focused. She knows what she needs to do, but training is essential, and it is definitely a perishable skill.